So her name is Laura Cethel, who performs under the mononym TYLA. Is a South African singer and songwriter who blends pop and amapiano into a style she calls pop piano. Her debut single, Getting Late, featuring Cool Drink, introduced her to the world. TYLA has released other songs, including Overdue, Been Thinking, and Girl Next Door. She's been nominated for a Grammy and a South African Award for Music Video of the Year. Okay, so that's who TYLA is. For those of y'all who don't know, she's a popular South African singer. Okay, so here we go. Let's pull some cards. So I started off with the Kipper deck, and this is kind of interesting because concern, house, occupation, sudden wealth, pathway, and expectation came out. This is talking about some sort of concern about a house. Okay, so either there's some sort of house that she's looking into buying or thinking about purchasing when it comes to her occupation, and her sudden wealth. Okay, so this is a pathway that is expected. Okay, so she's like coming from one of those like kind of like traditional families where the first thing that they want to do is buy a house. Okay, so I think that she's thinking about that, and I don't know, it may be, let's see if we can find out what is this for, because most people, she's still a child. Okay, so we have to think of her like some people are younger than her, but for me, I'm much older than her, and so I think of her as a child, who's just, getting flying the coop, flying the nest, or whatever. Okay, so people are like that are young like that, they're still thinking about their parents, so I think that this may be an indication that she wants to buy her parents a house. She's thinking about some sort of house when it comes to her job and the money she's making. Okay, yeah, the main female. Okay, so the main female came out. I'm thinking that house may either the main female, if not, if mature female came out, then it would have been her mom. But the main female is the character of the story, and so I think she's looking into buying a house for herself. Yeah, because I asked like who is the house for, and I think it's for herself. Okay, so let's move forward. Okay, now moving forward with my regular deck that I use, my major arcana deck. Um, the Five of Cups came out, which in the Empress card, which indicates some sort of grief. Okay, with the Empress card, this represents a mother. Okay, or what a like figure in her life. Yes, so there's some sort of grief or this I don't know, grief or mourning, um, or fear of risk when it comes to the mother. Okay, um, okay, the Strength card. Okay, her mother's strength. Okay, is her mother strong enough? There's some sort of concern about her mother's strength. Okay, I don't know what this about. Okay, let's see what comes out next after the Strength card. I know with my own experience with being a mother, it's so hard to um, just let your child, as a 23-year-old, she's 23, guys. Okay, this is regarding a relationship. Okay, yeah, a Two of Cups came out. Yeah, her mother is there's so it looks to me there's some sort of grief when it comes to her mother and strength with a relationship with her mother, be able to deal with her being in the Two of Cups. But let's see what else comes out. Okay, Nine of Swords. This is when it comes in reverse. Okay, when it comes up upright, so some sort of worrying. I feel like she doesn't want her mother to worry. Okay, with the nine of Swords coming in reverse, it says patience, unselfishness, timid. Okay, this is looking like her mom worries about her being in a relationship because of her timidness. Like, I feel like it's one of those things where, like, how I feel when it comes to mine. You want them to be in a great relationship. You want them to be in a relationship that's thriving. You don't, because of how timid she is, she doesn't want someone to take advantage of her. So yes, this is a real fear, you guys. I have this fear as well. Especially when you have daughters. Okay, you don't want your daughter to end up in a relationship where she's just being taken advantage of. You want them to be with someone that is very nice, less traditional. Okay, so I don't know, but this is what the card is talking about. But let's see what comes out after. Okay. The Moon card. Yeah, trifling mistakes, deception. Yeah, she does not want her to make trifling mistakes when it comes to the Two of Cups, and She know that things like this can happen. Yeah, the moon card came out in reverse. Okay. If it was to come out upright, it would be fear, subconscious, illusion, intuition, mystery, deception. But it came out in reverse, okay, which was truth, okay, recognizing deception, conscious clarity. Okay, so she wants her to have clarity when it comes to this, or the mother wants to have clarity when it comes to a relationship, or her being in a relationship, or a relationship that her daughter's involved in. Because I don't know if she's in a relationship, because there's no player cards that has come out. The only player card that came out as an individual is the Empress, which is a mother card. So I don't see anything like a King of Cups or an Emperor, or a Knight of Cups or anything like that. A man or a male or female came out on the card besides the Empress, and that's a mother. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. Let's pull some cards on if she's in a relationship. Hold on just a second. Okay, so is TYLA in a relationship? Is she in a Two of Cups? Okay. That's what we want to know. Is she in a Two of Cups? Let's see. Okay. Okay, y'all. When it comes to TYLA, she's juggling. Okay, she's juggling. Here she is as the high priestess sitting on her throne. She's very intuitive. Three of swords in the reverse. Okay, so she's not looking to get into any heartbreak. Three of swords in the upright is heartbreak. Yeah, she's not the one who is going to be heartbroken. I feel like she's much more going to be the heartbreaker in the situation. Yeah, because the Six of Wands shows up so it's as a triumph. Okay, and also the Four of Swords, which means she's just resting. Okay, she's in a rested position. I don't want to say she's not thinking about a relationship, because no king came up on this board. Okay, there was a Queen of Cups that came up. Okay, so she came out as a Queen of Cups, Eight of Wands to her Ace of Wands in the World card in reverse. Okay, so what this is telling me is that, yeah, she moves on very quickly. you know, um, she doesn't have a particular knight or king that she's dating. She's juggling. She moves on quickly. I don't even like. She's the type that, okay, like, just like, she may flirt, she may talk to, text or have a conversation, but she's not going to go too much further into a relationship of a Two of Cups right now. Yeah, because she says she'll move on quickly from the Ace of Wands. Okay, her energy is all about gain. Okay, the will to create, which is the Ace of Wands, the creation of force, the strength to gain. Okay, yeah, she feels like this is something that would, as a with the World card being in reverse, it's a lack of fulfillment for her. It's a missed opportunity. She's not thinking about being in a relationship. Okay, so I guess um, we can just conclude that in the future. I guess her mom's worried about that in the future, but right now I don't feel like that's something her mom needs to worry about, because in the cards it's pretty much saying, yeah, she moves on very quickly. If it's you know let's see why she moves on very quickly. Let me see if I can get some cards on that. Okay, when it comes to the reason why, it's honestly Eight of Swords. Okay, this depicts a woman who's blindfolded, and there's so many decisions around her, and she's like, I just can't pick one. Like, I feel like that's what it is. And she's a Page of Swords type of person: restless, energetic, talkative, eager, curious. She can be a bit aggressive sometimes, but I feel like this is also saying, when it's next to the Eight of Swords, is that when it comes to decision making, it's like she may be a bit childish when it comes to decision making. Yeah, I mean, I didn't want to say it, but I'm not saying it in a mean way. I just honestly do feel like she's still a kid. Like, so I feel like she, rather than making a choice, she doesn't make one at all. Because she's like, I may just choose wrong. Like, I don't, maybe she doesn't trust herself with finding a nice man, even though she's had the liberty to have a father in her life. She knows what it looks like, but she's still young. Okay, so yeah, that was pretty much. Let me see if there's something else that may come out after the Page of Swords and the Eight of Swords. Okay, yeah. Um, Yeah, she's not looking to. Bottom of the deck, problems, insecurity, failure. Ten of Pentacles in reverse. I don't feel like she's stable enough right now to be in a relationship. Okay, she's all over the place. You know, she's following her career, and yeah, it's like when it comes to her personality, guys, she is a child. Yeah, and she's a middle child at that. She has a lot of siblings, a few siblings. Okay, so there's some older than her, and then there's some one younger than her. So two younger than her, and so she's a middle child. And so I just feel like she has just kind of had her siblings and her mom and dad all her life, and this is something that she did when she finished school. It's like college phase, if I could say. Like if she you know, except she didn't go to college, she went to the industry to basically follow her dream. Okay, so it's like being a college, like just imagine someone's going to college and they're following their career, or you know, dreams to be a certain, you know, occupation, and that's what she's doing. Okay, she's not really, I don't feel stable. um she may not be where she is money or want to be money wise as well, so I feel like she feels like she needs to keep working. And you know, she although she did come up as the Queen of Cups, so it's like for her status or whatever, she feels like she's not stable enough. But when it comes to like a regular person, a regular job or whatever, she makes more than the average, but she doesn't feel stable enough, okay, to be in a relationship. I feel like bad bitch, own car, own house, you know, type of thing, where she could do things on her own. And she's coming into her womanhood is when I feel like she would want to be in a relationship. Okay, so let's move on. So if I'm asking the question, is she an industry plant? Okay, the Four Cups in reverse came out. Oh gosh, hold on a second, train. Okay, so when you're asking the question, because someone wanted to know if she was an industry plant, I know that something of that nature rumor was going around. Okay, with the Four Cups in reverse in the Devil card and the Ten of Swords with the Moon card, Secrets. Okay, and the King of Wands is here. Four Cups, there was some sort of new approach, okay, when it came to our problems, new possibilities, enthusiasm for life and acceptance. Um, with the Devil card, the Devil is also a Capricorn card. This has something to do with something, some sort of backstabbing happened with a secret when it came to a King of Wands. So I don't know if this is some sort of male King of Wands who came out with this backstabbing secret, okay, to backstab her, just to say she's an industry plant. But when you think of that in that aspect, like an industry plant, okay, it's not like what you think. Like, okay, when someone says, when you think of an industry plant, someone says, okay, someone's an industry plant, that you think that someone planted them there for some sort of nefarious reason or whatever in the industry. But think of it more like, sort of like, I guess spirit kind of showed me, put in my spirit that when it comes to, think about it as like a roses, okay, everybody loves roses, okay, but there's real roses that grow from the bush that are raw, okay, because when I was younger, teenager, my mom had roses, a rose bushes planted in our front yard, okay, so roses have thorns on them, okay, so even though it's cute, they were pretty, they springed, but you couldn't hardly pick them because they had thorns on them, okay, and that's when I learned roses had thorns on them, okay. And when it comes to her, it's kind of like when you go pick up roses for someone for Valentine's Day at the store, it's all wrapped, there's no thorns on them, they're all perfect, and you know, they look nice and things like that, and they're wrapped with a ribbon. That's kind of like how TYLA is. It's like they try to overly sexualize her, and because she's 23, but she's not the average like 23-year-old woman we would have thought of like 10 years ago. Like, she's a new age 23-year-old who's still kind of like finding herself or whatever, but her team or whoever she's signed to, they put this pretty kind of like wrap this pretty bow on her so that she would be more accepted. Because like the only thing that is, I feel like they like her because of her accent, and she's exotic. Okay, she's sort of exotic, sort of like Rihanna was. Okay, because I know people like to compare her as Rihanna, like another Rihanna, but Rihanna was the type of person that was born. She was a roses with a thorn, so she's pretty. But she had thorns and things like that. She had to be cut and shaped and molded or whatever into a manufacturing one. But when it comes to TYLA, she never had that background where she was born with thorns. She's kind of like the already manufactured, pretty wrapped up bow rose that you would go and purchase or whatever. She wasn't grown in the wild, you know. It's like they came from the same. They're like the same type of rose or flower. They're like the same type of flower, but one is actually the when you get down to the nitty gritty, the real roses have thorns. Okay, roses have thorns on them, and then there's the ones that you go actually purchase. Okay, the ones that you grow at home with the thorns, and the ones that you actually purchase from the store and would give it to someone wrapped up in a bow and all cute. Like that's how I would describe TYLA, because I feel like they put a lot of emphasis on her shaking her body, you know, having sexy dresses on, but you can tell she has not been developed as a full woman yet, and it feels, if anything, it feels forced. It feels forced. Um, it just feels like anytime she gets an opportunity, she kind of always reverts back to a sexual nature. And but I'm looking at a child when I see her. I'm looking at a child, and I feel like through her mother's eyes as well, looks at her as that's just, you know, she's a child. Hence the reason why she's not in a relationship. She's not she doesn't feel like she's stable enough to be in a relationship. So yeah, let's move on from this. I hope I'm making sense, but yeah, let's move forward. So to answer your question, no, I don't think she's an industry plant, but I think that she's pretty much kind of like, oh, we could take her and use her as the new pop star who's um, exotic and has an accent, sort of like Rihanna, but they are totally different when it comes to culture, when it comes to ethnicity. Well, not ethnicity. When it comes to the culture and where she's from and who she is. I think she's Bayesian or something like that. I'm not even sure what she's multifaceted or whatever. She claims she's Asian as well. So I don't know, you know, South African, Indian, Asian. Okay, so I'm not sure. She's had to explain her ethnicity at times, and I feel like it should never, I feel like she comes with a certain confusion because it should never have to be explained, like who you are and where you're from or whatever. It should just exude from you. And so sometimes I really feel like they push her to use her accent when really they're pretty much Americanized. They are pretty Americanized when it comes to her parents, when it comes to her siblings. You know, they know how things work, they know how things go in America. It's not like they're over there in East Africa and they're not wearing any shoes and they're dancing around in a tribe and things like that. They're Americanized, okay? So let's go ahead and move forward. So I saw somewhere that some people were saying that she was sort of like a brat, a spoiled brat. So let's put some cards on that. I'm not sure what's going on with that, but I really want to look into it and see. So here we go. Y'all, I'm gonna say how I feel right off the bat from what the cards came out and said. I'm not gonna try to fix it up and make it sound pretty. Okay, there's Ace of Wands, a man holding a wand. Okay, Hierophant in reverse, which kind of represents a foolish exercise. Okay, and a Ten of Cups family. Okay, she doesn't care about men pulling out their wand towards her. She's okay. This is why people think she's a brat. Okay, she doesn't. She's not the one. Okay, she's not the one or the two. You know, those ones that when a man pulls their follicle out or whatever, they expect it to be just magically, you know, a woman just wants to be with them. Okay, no, she's not on that. Okay, she's more about her family. Ten of Cups, her family. She really cares about what her family thinks about her. She's about her family, and she's not about all these men pulling out their wand around her. And yeah, she keeps it moving. Okay, so that's what that's about. Okay, and so I guess she's someone developed or seem to think that she's a brat for that. Okay, yeah. Now what else comes out? Even reading her energy, I kind of get this no nonsense type of attitude when it comes to her. Yeah. Yeah, the moon card comes out. Okay, subconscious, illusions, fears, intuition, mystery, deception, dissatisfaction. Yeah, it's like she's dissatisfied with the fact that energy is like this. Okay, like just what I mentioned with the Ace of Wands, a man holding their wand. Okay, she's dissatisfied with that. It's like, disgusting, get out my face type of attitude. Yeah. What else besides the moon card? I mean, and you have no choice but to respect it. I mean, that's her body, that's her choice. You know, hence me saying that I feel like she's being overly sexualized, but behind closed doors, it's the total opposite. She wears, you know, lots of revealing clothes and pieces that accentuate her body, but for her, it's more like a piece of art for her. You know, it's like, this is a beautiful dress. It accentuates my body. I don't feel like she's there to entice men as much as they are trying to sexualize her. They're saying, be more sexy, be more this, be more that, okay? Yeah. And also, I feel like more foreign men, like more men that are not like so much in America, are attracted to her. Yeah, they have the hots for her. And she's beautiful, of course, you know. And there's not really any cards like, okay, this one, okay. We have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, okay. Yeah. It says obsessed with work, stubborn. Yeah. This just goes along with what I was saying when it came to the when the moon card came out. Talking about dissatisfaction, okay, with the industry, okay, grasping, unreliable, obsessed with work, and stubborn. Okay, she may be a bit stubborn as well, and that's kind of how she earned the assumption that she was a brat. Because anytime you don't conform to someone's advances or whatever the case, I think a lot of it, because it's a male-driven industry. Either way you put it, you could have a male singer, but there's going to be male producers, male songwriters, male instrument players. You can never just have an all. Maybe she'll, you know, get the idea once she's more into her womanhood to have more male or female motivated team around her. Okay, also the 5 of Wands comes out in reverse. Okay, passive. Okay, yeah, passive, scattered, desire, complex situation, and trickery. Okay, and the upright is arguments is reversed. So she will float her way out of conflict, argument, or whatever the case. Like I said, she moves pretty quick. Before you get, it's almost like before you can even get an opportunity to lash out at her or say, hey, you brat, you this, you that, or whatever, she's gone. By the time you turn her head, like, oh, okay, I'm out of here. Like, she's not gonna stay and be walked all over or listen to your opinion when it comes to stuff like that. Like, she's like, nah, we're not fighting over that. This is my choice and it's what it is. We're not fighting over whether I'm a brat or not. It's not for debate. It's not, you know, what or whatever when it comes to any situation. When it comes to her, okay, this is her character. Okay, it's like, why fight? Why fight over it? I'm gonna be me. You're gonna be you. Okay, so, and I mean, that's pretty understandable. Okay, so let's see. Yes, 2 of Wands, standing. She's bold. Yeah, she's standing 10 toes down, even though she's but a blip. Like, she's what, 100 pounds soaking wet. Yeah, she ain't going, y'all. 2 of Wands. Yeah, she believes in her personal power, justice, boldness, dominion, decisions, and planning. Okay, she's making the first steps of her career when it comes to that, even though she may not trust herself when it comes to a relationship, but she's definitely trusting herself when it comes to her career, her music, what she's got going on, what she's doing. Okay, yeah, she's not one of them females that's going. Okay, y'all need to know that about her. She's cute, she looks, you know, and she could be very well innocent, you know, but when it comes to things of that nature, all the things that go on, the wicked things that go on behind it, she ain't with that, y'all. She's not going. Okay, that's one thing I can respect. Okay, who's to say it won't change? Okay, but she's, and we also don't know, if you know more about South African culture, please let me know. But I have a family members that, you know, their culture is Ethiopian, and yeah, they have some pretty grandeur ideas of who they should court, how they should live, how they should be, how their life should end up. Okay, so yeah. But if you guys are familiar with East African culture when it comes to relationship, marriage, sex, things of that nature. Drop it down in the comments what you know. I'm interested to learn new things when it comes to that. Let's see what else we can find out about TYLA. If she has, I could see her playing in movies, but let's just see. Okay, once again, the king. Oh, sorry, king. The Two of Cups. Yes, the Two of Cups came out in reverse again. So like I said, she's not thinking about that. Okay, the magician card, she's manifesting. Okay, she's manifesting all of her dreams right now. Okay, and it's funny how it came out again. It's like pretty much saying she doesn't want to be in a relationship. Okay, when it comes to the Moon card, she's keeping some secrets from her family about the lack of courage. Okay, there's some unreliable obsessions with work. Gasping, unreliable obsession with work, stubborn, lack of courage. Okay, so there's some things she doesn't have courage about, or she's lacking in courage, but she's keeping that a secret from her family. Let's see if we can see what this is about. Lack of courage, because this is Three of Pentacles came out reverse again. Okay, so it came out twice. Three of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, Pentacles mean money. Okay, or prosperity, gain. When it comes to her family, secrets. Okay, the Pentacle is in reverse. I don't know, guys. I think it may be something going on behind the scenes with her family and money. Okay, okay, yes. Seven of Cups in reverse. Desire, lust, vanity, temptation, distraction, disarray, some sort of distraction. And Seven of Cups. Okay, there's some things going on with the Seven of Cups in reverse. Okay, there's some temptations, lust. I feel like she's keeping this all a secret when it comes to her family, or she's not telling them, like when she's having encounters with certain people when it comes to lust and vanity and all this stuff. She's keeping this a secret. Yeah, the Hierophant fell out because of her background, because of her teaching, because of her divine wisdom, because of her tradition. She's keeping this a secret. It's like she wouldn't want her parents to know. It's like, okay, this is not something that we as a tradition, or that we talk about, or not talk about, but it's unacceptable. Some of the things that go on in the music industry is unacceptable. Okay, so she's keeping it from her family. Okay, not that she's participating in it, but some of the things that she has seen and encountered, she keeps a lot of that from her parents. Okay, or her family. She feels like, okay, it's sort of like a situation where it's like, okay, there's things going on, but it's not like you're being a crybaby calling your mom and calling your dad and like, oh my God, this and that happened. Oh my God, this producer tried to sleep with me. This happened. I walked in a room and I saw this. No, it's not like that. It's not like she's going running telling like people's business and things like that. Okay, she's keeping it like it's like, okay, she saw it, she kept it moving, and it's like, okay, it is what it is. As long as I don't get caught up in that type of stuff, I'm good. So it's not something that she regularly discussed with her family. Okay, but does she have friends that she may discuss this with? Yeah, the Devil card in reverse came out. It's like freedom to choose. Yeah, no self-imposed limitations. Yeah, she's like, yeah, I'm not into that. I'm not getting into that. That's the devil. I'm gonna go opposite of it. Okay, it came out in reverse. Again, that's a Capricorn card. I believe she is a Capricorn. And let's see. When I split, bottom of the deck, death. Yeah, stagnation, shameless. Yeah, these are all things that she feel like it's like shame. Like, this is a shame. Like, I wouldn't even want to discuss this. This is a shame. For her parents, I could just hear her in her little accent. Okay, what else is coming out? Let's see. Seven of Pentacles. Okay, yeah, she is she's looking at her Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles. She's looking at all the things she's accomplished. She's looking at her Pentacles. She's planning. She's having progress. Okay, she's diligent. She's reflecting. Okay, and she's remembering a few things. Like, this is what I said I would do. She's also Eight of Pentacles, working hard. Okay, detailed. She's paying attention to detail. High standard. She has high standards, y'all. High standards. Yeah, She wants to become the Empress one day, okay, y'all? It's a Cups. All right, she's yeah. This is what she has a love for this type of thing that she's doing when she's following her dreams. 9 of Wands, she's gonna persist and she's unshakable. She's gonna have great success, great health. She has, she's very disciplined. Okay, so yeah, those are all good cards that came out. I think I'm gonna go ahead and end it there because I really didn't have no questions about her. I mean, I love her song, and I do think it's cool the way she moves those hips like that. Like, I think that's what she's famous for, moving them hips, girl. And yeah, so I mean, if you guys have any questions, like more questions about her and who she is, please put it down in the comment section, and maybe we can make it like, a part 2 of questions. Okay, or do I need to put up a post in the community section to see if there's questions, and then you guys could comment in the community section about all the questions you came up with when it came to, I'm going to start a community post, okay, and hopefully you guys will go there and answer, just put some questions in that you have for TYLA, and then we can go through them, make that a part 2. Yeah, that sounds good. Okay, but for now, we're going to end it until next time, guys. Please be safe. Please have the best of the best of the best of the ending of the summer, okay? We're coming into the hurricane season. Everybody stay safe and stay healthy and stay hydrated, okay? Till the next time.